Emmerdale spoilers for next week. Serena sets her sights on Ross, but what is she really after? Elsewhere, Cain heads off on a camping trip, but a heated disagreement with Kyle leaves him fighting for his life. Will anyone reach him before it's too late? At the same time, Charity comes face to face with another woman who claims to have been harmed by Todd. Could this encounter finally strengthen her case? Here's everything coming up in next week's Emmerdale. A break-in takes place at Home Farm, leaving Kim shocked to discover that a USB stick has been stolen. She immediately instructs Ross to uncover the culprit. Ross's first suspect is Moira, but she quickly dismisses his accusations. With no answers, he confronts Robert instead, and the meeting soon erupts into a physical fight between Ross and Aaron. Serena steps in to stop the confrontation before speaking honestly with Robert. He decides to trust her explanation and offers her another chance, although Aaron remains unconvinced. Since Robert is still recovering, Aaron gives Serena work at the farm. Before long, Serena engineers a situation that brings Ross closer to her. But is romance really her goal, or is she secretly pursuing something else? 2. Mac and Vanessa search for justice as another victim comes forward. Charity is devastated after learning that the CPS has decided not to move forward with the case against Todd because there is not enough evidence. Determined not to let him escape accountability, Mac and Vanessa begin investigating on their own. They believe the hospital could be hiding previous complaints that have never been revealed. Vanessa and Jacob arrange a private meeting with HR representative Carol, but Charity is furious when she discovers what they have done and heads to the hospital to challenge Vanessa. While there, Charity unexpectedly meets Helen, another woman who says she was victimized by Todd. Although Helen initially refuses to speak, Charity quietly reveals that Todd assaulted her as well. Helen's emotional reaction suggests she understands exactly what Charity has endured. Could this be the breakthrough the investigation desperately needs? 3. Kev's past returns to haunt him. With Lewis's birthday approaching, Kev tries to make up for the years they lost by showering him with presents. However, his efforts become overwhelming, leaving Lewis uncomfortable. As if things were not already difficult, Kev is shocked when his old friend Steve unexpectedly appears. Kev makes it clear that he is trying to build a fresh future and warns Steve not to interfere. The question is whether Steve will respect his wishes. 4. Cain faces a life-threatening ordeal. Determined to help Monty, Cain seeks another medical opinion, believing that if radiotherapy could benefit him, it might also save Monty. His growing obsession with finding a solution creates even more tension between him, Kyle, and Moira. At the same time, Kyle is finding the cadets challenging, but feels too upset by his father's recent behavior to ask for support. Moira attempts to comfort Cain, but he refuses to let her in. Cain's world is shattered when doctors confirm that Monty's tumors cannot be operated on. Hoping to repair his relationship with Kyle, Cain organizes a camping trip, only to become irritated when Kyle invites Graham along. The outing quickly turns uncomfortable as the hostility between Cain and Graham continues to grow. Eventually, Cain loses his temper and walks away alone. As night falls, he slips down a steep hillside and becomes trapped after injuring his leg. Will anyone find him before it is too late? 5. Dawn and Gabby face personal struggles. Dawn is delighted after finally receiving her wedding dress, feeling as though her big day is starting to come together. Even so, she still cannot accept Billy's relationship with Gabby. Meanwhile, Gabby avoids eating the dinner Billy has lovingly prepared because she does not consider it clean enough. Will Billy begin to notice that something is wrong? Emmerdale spoilers. Serena tells the truth, Charity confides in another survivor, and Kev's past catches up with him. Next week's episodes of Emmerdale are packed with revelations, emotional confrontations, and fresh drama. Serena finally tells Robert the full truth about John. Charity opens up to another survivor connected to Todd, and Kev's past threatens the new life he is trying to build. Life is rarely peaceful in the Dales, and recent weeks have seen several heartbreaking storylines unfold. Charity eventually confessed to Mac about Todd's sexual assault, the blackmail she endured, and the real parentage of baby Layla. Viewers have also seen a flash forward revealing Todd's lifeless body, although the circumstances surrounding the death remain a mystery. Elsewhere, Kev has been doing everything he can to prove he has changed in the hope of rebuilding his relationship with Lewis. However, his progress was tested after Ross and Nicola falsely accused him of stealing from the cafe. Serena earns Robert's trust. Kim discovers that someone armed with a shotgun has broken into Home Farm. After realizing a USB stick has been stolen, she instructs Ross to investigate and provides him with a list of possible suspects. Ross's inquiry quickly goes off course when he accuses Moira, who firmly rejects his claims. He then confronts Robert, sparking a violent clash with Aaron, before Serena steps in to stop the fight. After Ross leaves, Serena explains everything about John to Robert. Her honesty convinces him to let her remain, despite Aaron still having doubts about her motives. With Robert continuing to recover from his injuries, Aaron offers Serena work on the farm. It is not long before she deliberately creates an opportunity to draw Ross back into her life. Ross assumes she is attracted to him, but Serena may have a very different objective. Charity opens up to another survivor. Charity is devastated when she learns the CPS has decided not to continue the case against Todd because of insufficient evidence. Refusing to let Todd escape justice, Mac and Vanessa begin searching for answers themselves, believing old complaints may have been hidden at the hospital. Vanessa and Jacob secretly meet with HR representative Carol in the hope of uncovering the truth. When Charity discovers what they are doing, she heads to the hospital to confront Vanessa. Instead, she unexpectedly meets Helen, another woman who says she was harmed by Todd. Helen is reluctant to speak at first, but Charity quietly reveals that Todd sexually assaulted her too. The admission clearly resonates with Helen, raising hopes that she may finally provide information that could strengthen the case. Kev's past returns. Claudette persuades Kev not to give up his job at the cafe. Nicola, who is secretly pleased he left, tries convincing Vinny, Mandy, and Lewis that it is for the best, only to be caught off guard when Kev asks for his job back. After discovering Lewis's birthday is approaching, Kev tries to make up for lost time with an array of gifts. His enthusiasm, however, leaves Lewis feeling uncomfortable and worries Ross. Kev's situation becomes even more complicated when his old friend Steve unexpectedly arrives. Determined to protect the fresh start he has worked so hard for, Kev warns Steve not to interfere with his new life. Cain's camping trip ends in disaster. Still refusing to give up on Monty, Cain seeks a second veterinary opinion, convinced radiotherapy could save his beloved dog. His determination soon turns into an obsession, putting even greater strain on his relationships with Kyle and Moira. Kyle is also struggling with cadets, but feels unable to ask his father for support after Cain repeatedly dismisses his concerns. Moira attempts to comfort Cain and encourage him to be realistic about Monty's condition, but he refuses to listen. The devastating news that Monty's tumors cannot be operated on leaves Cain heartbroken. Trying to avoid spending time alone with Moira, Cain takes Kyle on a camping trip. His mood worsens when Kyle invites Graham to join them. Emmerdale airs on weekdays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with each episode also available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.